Initiating System 1. System 1 loaded.
The GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Definitely think that's going to be my
What's up,
new
GoreCasters, and welcome back here to the GoreCast with me, Johnny Deadly, and all of my Holmes boys to the right of me who can't seem to fucking understand when there's an intro about to happen. What were you saying?
Oh, I understood. I was just saying the Dr. Mario theme song might be my new Doing It song. You're welcome.
Right. Anyway, what's up, Trev? How are you?
Hey, Trev, how are we getting on, man?
Welcome to the chat.
Hi,
And Bree, welcome to the chat. Well, I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you, folks. That's
A hell of a way to start the
yeah,
show.
that's derailed me a little bit. I kind of lost track of what I was going to.
I win.
That's better. Yeah, that was a weird. Anyway, what's up, everyone? It's group chat Thursday, where we usually show up and talk loads of shit in a very, very not streamlined. Welcome to the chat, Katie. How are you? In a very, very not streamlined manner, although in a more streamlined manner than usual now, seeing as we've removed the news bits out of the equation.
Yeah, I imagine we might be able to stay a little bit more on topic, perhaps.
Yeah.
Katie wants us to be nice to each other. No promises.
Good luck with that.
It's been years, Trev. I know. Long time no see. Yeah, so we have a whole host of coming up this week on American Horrors. We are going to be talking about the new season of Castlevania that's coming out. And due to that, we were kind of like, hey, maybe we should talk about some other really awesome animated related horror kind of topic-y kind of doodads to kind of tie in with the thing. And then I was like, this is a good excuse to show some anime into Buzz's brain. And
Buzz's brain did not like.
And watch it melt. Notice how I did a good segue there, as Wicked City from 1987 is the first movie we're going to be talking about tonight. Yeah, this is a weird one. It tells... So, essentially, there's demons. And also, there are people who kind of work in opposition to the demons. And technically, normally, there's like a treaty. But that treaty is kind of coming to an end soon to be. And the demons are getting ready to get a little bit feisty. Bar one demon who works for the humans.
It's up for renewal.
Yeah. It may be, if they decide to renew it, being the problem.
There was a lot of vagina things shot out of vaginas, and there was a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot of things shot out of vaginas. Yes.
Hey, Katie's taking off, so later.
I'll see you later, Katie.
See you, Katie.
What? Yes, there was a few. Wasn't there?
One of the main things about the film is that the women from the black world, as they're called, the kind of demon chicks, have a habit of banging guys and then, well, kind of like eating them afterwards because, hey, that's kind of how they roll. So you might have the greatest night in the world ever, but it's also more than likely going to be your last night. So
kind of like
it's
praying mantises.
Yes, very much so. Yes, and there's one spider chick at the start of it, and we think it's just normal feeding, but as the film goes on, you realize that there's actually a little bit more to it, and that was a specific targeting for a specific reason. So
This was definitely like our least kid friendly out of the lineup tonight.
Least kid friendly.
Like easily.
But
you know what though?
Least kid friendly, dude, is possibly the understatement of the fucking century.
This is probably the one where I will have the hardest time to try to explain. Yep, that was a spider web out of her vagina. Yep, I can't really say much else.
It's easy to explain. It's the old boy meets girl, girl is a demon, boy is sworn to protect the humans from the demon world. There is a peace alliance coming up, and the only way to save everyone is for boy and girl to kind of get together. However, there are intervening forces, primarily from the demon world, who don't want this treaty to be signed, and they're trying to kill the guy, kill the girl, and kill the guy who's supposed to be signing the treaty for them. And it's just a hodgepodge of
it's like every good kids TV show I remember from my youth.
Yeah.
Because there are some demons that want to keep the peace. The majority of them are just like, go fuck yourself.
Well, no, the majority of them want to keep the peace.
Yeah,
it's actually just this kind of like terrorist groups that are like, go fuck yourself.
Or like, go fuck yourself.
I will say that, like, because I think you and me covered this, Jedley, when we were doing the Anna Nightmares.
We did not.
And you're like, hey, we're gonna watch this again for our group chat, and I was like, oh no, this is like one of my favorite.
We did not cover this for Anna Nightmares.
Oh, for some reason I thought we did.
Covered Demon City Shinjuku.
Oh, okay.
And the two of them are often paired together.
Yeah. But yeah, so no, I was super stoked because, like I said, Wicked City is one of my favorites. I can watch this motherfucker over and over. It's just got so many cool kills, fight scenes. The story's good. What was the old diplomat is just fucking hilarious.
Giuseppe, the guy who's supposed to be signing the treaty. Yeah, it's basically all the kind of anime stereotypes that you'd expect, because this was done in the time that was developing those stereotypes in the first place. You have the perverted old man who's supposed to be the key to everything. You have the kind of Lothario, upstanding hero who's trying to save humanity or do his job, same thing. You have the femme fatale female from the demon side who's also trying to make sure the peace goes ahead because most of the demon world wanted to happen. You have Buzz not liking any of this stuff because at the end of the day, he doesn't like anime. So, he's not going to like things regardless.
That's not why he's laughing.
And then, he knows why I'm laughing. I don't know if I'm allowed to say why he's laughing.
I don't control what people say. I'm just...
Then you have the biggest trope, I suppose, from these films, and that is the over-the-top gratuitous sexual innuendo, or not innuendo, the over-the-top gratuitous sex and violence. Because that's part and parcel of the whole demon thing as well.
Like, how can you watch this and not go, oh, that was fucking awesome? Like, it had like everything you need to enjoy a wicked fucking anime.
Ask Buzz.
I'm not really into anime, so when it was just too much going on, and I'm just like,
tentacles, nudity, violence, and a good story.
Cartoon nudity. Cartoon nudity. I don't get my rocks off.
Hey, well-drawn titties are still really nice titties.
Don't make out like you've never watched hentai.
I don't.
I really don't think he hasn't. Or I really don't think he has.
Then I see what the issue is here. Go watch some hentai. You'll change your mind pretty quick.
I really don't think it will.
What did you say? What did you say that guy's name was?
If this didn't win him over, that will definitely not.
Haritsuka Doji. That might.
What did you say that guy's name was? That was like supposedly the guy that was supposed to sign, was originally going to sign the diplomat. Okay, so what Johnny was laughing about was, I told him something earlier today where for some reason that character, when I first saw him and had him on screen for a little while, reminded me of Giz.
How did I know you were going to say that?
It's like you're psychic.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is. Look, there's a really creepy old guy that's making all these sexual innuendo jokes and trying to get off with everyone.
Innuendo. Oh fuck! My microphone just hit me in the face.
also,
that has to be the character we synonymize with Giz. Like, makes perfect sense. Nobby.
And that's the response he told me I would get. Because he's psychic.
It's like you're psychic.
Yeah.
So, and I guess I will say, for anybody that is into anime and you've somehow not seen Wicked City, this is definitely one you have to see. Like, it's just
Yoda's
badass.
Psychic and being good at behavioral studies are two, while akin, different things.
Yeah, I agree.
Yoda's. I think that guy was Yoda. Right?
Also, if
No,
you're
he
not
wasn't.
on the floor having a fit at the moment, I probably should have given an epileptic warning about that trailer before we put it on. Come to think about it.
Well,
I
it is
just-
90s anime,
I just
so,
saw, I just saw the fucking disco scene, and I was like, oh yeah, I could see how that'd knock someone out. Ah.
I have to admit, I actually hadn't, while having Wicked City and Demon City for years, I actually hadn't watched it until putting it on for the show because I don't know, I'd seen
Evidently,
Doji
Bree's
and
dad
I'd seen
was Bree's dad was listening to the show when we were having the conversation about look, good titties or bad titties, animated titties. It's all nice titties. Her dad screamed out, "Fuck
Right.
yeah!" Evidently, we got your back, Mr. Bunch. We got your back.
Hoorah.
But
You don't even have to see it to agree.
yeah, it's one of those films that typifies, like I said, the over the top hype that really brought anime to people's attention because it was so gratuitous and because they were trying to push boundaries. And yes, because in this particular film you did have a chick who was a spider lady who had teeth for a vag and spider webs that came out and would probably chomp you down if she had the chance.
Yeah.
Once
I
again,
found it odd
it's an old
that
trope, but
everything
this
came out
made
of the
it.
same hole. I will say that.
It was spider webs for her.
Yeah, I know, but it was also like, that's where I eat you, that's how I remove your bits of limbs, that's where the spider webs come from. Everything seemed to be all through the one orifice.
Well, it's nice and handy though.
It is nice and handy,
I was
true,
gonna
but
say,
I mean,
it's
like,
multitasking.
yeah, but like if she had like web nipples, maybe.
Yeah, but then
Ah,
you wouldn't be
yeah,
able to do that
too much, I'm
scene where
sorry.
she, like a spider, kind of like descended down on the web.
You
Right.
can,
I just
from your nipples.
yeah, but it just
That's
I don't
a
know, man. I
different
think you're
visual.
pushing it too far. I think that would look weird.
Yes, it is a different visual.
Besides-
That's why I suggested it. Because
besides,
it's a different visual.
Spider webs come from their thorax, which is their ass.
This is
Yeah.
where I was hoping the conversation.
Funny
was
story.
gonna go.
That's not where the spider webs came from in Wicked City, though, was it?
It came
Like-
from that general region.
Oh, there's a whole yo,
it's all the same.
there's a whole separate region between the two regions you were discussing
I
right
said,
now.
I said general. General.
I said front back. It's all the same.
I said I can't believe it's not butter.
It wasn't
can,
butter
it's
that
spider webs.
That's not where anything came from. No butts were involved in the making of those spider webs.
The one thing I did enjoy was the like knockoff '80s awesome music playing.
That wasn't
Where it
knockoff. I
sounded
got
like-
some news for you, bud. That wasn't knockoff
What was
awesome
it then?
80s music. That was awesome 80s music.
Okay, because it sounded like it would be like your generic, like we need you to come bring in a power ballad for this movie, but we're not gonna like pay you big bucks.
Well, the
Make a
movie's
song.
from '87, so it was a case of
Yeah.
they did do that, but it wasn't for '80s nostalgia, because that's what.
Well,
you
yeah,
did
no,
back
I'm
then.
not saying like I wasn't trying to say like it was a knockoff, like it was they're trying to be
Webs
them.
from-
It was the
Webs from the
'80s,
Gooch.
but it wasn't like a named band. Like they didn't bring in Foreigner or Journey. They brought in a named band that.
Journey.
I can see that conversation. Hey, Journey, we got this movie. We want you to throw a few songs on. Don't
Hey,
worry,
you know-
it's really cool.
Don't Stop Believing would really work for that
Right.
movie. Just a small town girl.
Oh, I can see that if he like comes down from the ceiling. That would have been
Yep.
fucking
It
epic.
took a midnight train going. Oh, it would have perfect. If that popped up, that would have gotten 2 thumbs up from me. Just
So
a
you're all
city
that like
boy.
the soundtrack really makes the movie.
It does, really. When the movie's bad, you need something good. Born and raised in South Detroit.
Buzz, I have to ask, did you enjoy any of the films that we're going to be viewing tonight? You don't have to say which one, but just because.
Yes, I did.
Okay, fair enough.
I
fair
did.
enough.
How
The
many?
less non. I'd say the rest of
I'm
the
gonna
list
take two.
I did enjoy. I mean,
Hey,
there wasn't any, web crotch people, so I mean that's a plus.
Your point of view.
I'm
yeah, I
gonna
was
say,
just gonna
though-
say. Hey, welcome to the chat, Rochi. How are you,
I'm gonna
buddy?
say that, like,
Poor Rochi, how are you
I'm
doing?
going to say that you had a little trouble with black sails, though.
I told Johnny about that one too. I was like, it was. I don't know. We'll get into it when I go.
What's Black Sails?
Right.
He means
Black Freighter.
Black Freighter. Black
Carter
Sails
keeps
being
getting
a
mixed up with
pirate
the
TV
pirate
show.
show.
That's very much
Yeah.
not
With a
animated.
fantastic theme song by Bear McCreary.
It's a great theme song.
Never watched that shit, by the way.
It's a very good show.
And I do agree with Rochi. 80s music is awesome in general.
80s music is awesome in general, hands down.
I love me some 80s music.
In the 80s.
More of it,
The
please,
80s.
in my ear holes.
Does anyone else have any thoughts on Wicked City?
You should throw it in your as much as possible.
I think you should get
I'm
it in your eyeballs
curious
as much as possible, yes.
Carter, have you seen the live action version?
No.
that pause.
There's a
led me to
live
believe
sorry,
that
there's a
was
live
no.
action version of that.
I'm sorry, my brain just kind of froze for a second.
And
Jesus Christ, we're going to be doing it next week now. God,
and is the spider? You're fucking goddamn right. If that's what's happening. Is the spider lady in it?
Hang on a second. I'm right. I'm right, aren't I?
I don't know. You're the one that brought it up.
Yeah. Wicked City, Hong Kong live action adaptation of the film was made in
Is the spider
'92,
lady in it?
produced by Film
Is
Workshops.
the spider lady in it?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
Is there a picture of the spider lady? I'm very interested to see if because I don't know how you get that by in live action. Buzz looks like he's going to cry.
Especially
I
1992.
don't know. They pull off some cool shit with.
It looks. Hang on. There's a lot of changes made to the story
I
by the
would
look of
imagine
things. So
fucking so, because I don't know how. I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to get that out in live action. It's porn.
Right.
well, I mean, we've seen things like
that's
Tokyo
what it
Gore
is.
Police. Now, admittedly, that was more recent, but
That's a.
The
That's a.
point
difference
is, there is a
between-
live action version. There's
Yeah,
a lot of changes made to the story, so it's probably
the thing with
different.
Tokyo Gore Police though is it's gory and there's weird things that happen and there are some lady bits involved.
People made out of furniture.
But it doesn't have web shooters in a vagin.
I don't know. There's that Vision chair thing
That's just it's not on someone.
that had a bunch of people waiting for it to squirt on them.
Actually, that's just furniture. Look, you see, that's the difference, though. It doesn't look like someone.
I don't know. I'm still kind of curious about it though, because I didn't know there was a fucking live action.
Rochi
Well,
says
no-
not worth it.
No one is half the battle, buddy.
Right.
I agree with Rochi. He says nope, 92, not
You
worth
just
it.
got
I
G.I.
don't know.
Joe and you
I
didn't
don't
even
know.
notice.
It's a
I keep-
hard
I
call
keep-
because like those fucking
92,
live
hang on.
actions.
Made in Hong Kong movies in the 90s are fucking amazing because
Agreed.
they basically had this entire, for about say 6 or 7 years, this entire run of really good movie making, not just over the top wire work and martial arts movies, but also very
Right.
good crime noir movies that to this day influence people. So 90s made in Hong Kong, I'd say that's fucking worth it.
But like, nope.
No, sir, I don't
It's
like
just
it.
Me, because like you said, the time period definitely makes a fucking difference. Because I've seen some shit later on where they tried to do a live action of something, and it just blew ass.
Yeah, but see,
I was going to ask Google if it was worth it, and I was going to punch me in the
see,
face.
the thing with
Right.
the thing with a lot of those anime stories and stuff you have to take into account is the reason they're anime is because at some stage someone came up with that script and they were like, no fucking way we can shoot that live action.
Well, actually, this started off as a series of books.
Yes, and then someone made a fucking movie that was animated, or someone was like, we should do a movie of that, and then they were like, well, we can't do that live action, and then they did the animated one, and then they were like, maybe we can do it live action if we cut out all of the good bits.
Because I made the misfortune of watching Attack on Titan live action.
Is it bad?
It just really, it's not good. And they did like 2 of them. It was like part 1, part 2. It definitely made me truly appreciate the anime like a fuck lot more, and I already appreciated the anime.
Attack on Titan is so fucking
Like I had to
good.
kind of go back and just like scrub my eyes with the anime a little bit, just to kind of fuck it, forget it.
Clean your brain out.
Right. Let's not attack this.
Mark, welcome back to the
It's
chat.
just-
How are you?
Boy, Mark, how are you getting on?
Rochi said, Mark said police story saga for one, which is a good answer.
Yeah, for making Hong Kong 90s movies.
And then Rochi said, so they filled in the blank time space whilst the awesome 80s actors were all in rehab. Got it. Which I'm assuming is to explain the 5 years between animated and live action movie.
Makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
I'll admit, I mean, like, you look at the anime, it is kind of hard to, like, really, in a good way, turn that live action. I mean, there's so many cool things. Like I said, you look at fucking Wicked City. There's so many cool ass scenes that you just could not do live action, and it just wouldn't happen.
I don't know. I mean, when you get down to like the ability to do the scene, whether or not people would be willing to do it, when you look at the ability to do a scene, all you got to do is look at the live action version of Devilman, see what they were able to do.
Okay, see, I haven't seen that one either. I didn't know there was a live action Devilman. And it's weird. Like, I dig. There's so many fucking animes out there, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, dude, it's been out for like 5 years. And I was like, I've never fucking
way longer than 5 years, bro. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Clickety click.
And I gotta agree with Mark. Jackie Chan is awesome. Broken
Jackie
now,
Chan's the
but he was
goddamn
awesome.
Shizniz is what he is.
Have you seen his latest shit though? I mean, like, he is still the shiz.
Jackie Chan's the only guy that has a stunt actor for just doing walking. All the walkie behind shots, he just gets some dude to do that, and then it's like, oh, you want me to light myself on fire and fuck myself out of a truck? Yeah, cool, no problem.
Oh yeah, I'm on it.
Jackie Chan, love action.
How would you get that sponge in your head? I fell off a castle. Jesus.
Right.
Looks like Giz is giving all the new information because it sounds like Mark hadn't heard of Devilman live action either. So,
oh, okay, that's
oh, there we go.
That's been.
I'll tell you what you don't need to see is that Devilman Crybaby that came out in like 2017 or something. That was fuckers.
Oh, that sucks balls, dude.
You
Devilman
Crybaby. It's like it was like the new Netflix one. It's lit. There's a reason it's called Crybaby. It's because Devilman, he cries a whole fucking lot.
Never mind. I remember actually. Hang on, no, it's okay. I remember hearing about it, seeing a little bit of it, and then instantaneously erasing it from my brain.
I have no issue with a guy showing his emotions,
the whole fucking thing,
or anything, but it's just Devilman's not the dude to be doing it. He's a Devilman.
I'd love a dubbed version of Devilman Apocalypse. That was great.
Everyone loved a dubbed version of Devilman Apocalypse.
Dude, now I was really digging on Devilman until that one. I was like, oh, that's a good way to kick a franchise in the sack. Awesome.
Are we playing a trailer for Wicked City, or are we just rolling on into the next one?
We'll do a trailer. No, none of these are from the place we shall not mention.
Yeah, the places that can like get all huffy and stuff just because we're trying to advertise their goddamn movies.
Well, 3 of them are technically Warner Brothers. So they could get huffy.
They'll
be fine.
The bunny is not as much of a dick as the mouse, so Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse, Disney.
Right, okay. I'm sorry, I won't lie to you. I thought we were still talking about Wicked City or Devilman for a second. I was like,
because I was like,
you said Warner Brothers, so
yeah.
The mouse owns the rabbit now.
Yeah,
so.
the mouse owns the rabbit now.
Wait, does he?
Yes. That's what fucks me up. I'm like, no,
goddamn mouse did it again.
Yep.
Well, they are trying to cook as well.
Anyway, okay, so we're going to hit the trailer for Wicked City from 1987, and we are going to be back where we're going to be talking about Watchmen. Tales of the Black Freighter.
Tales of the Black Freighter.
It's short, but I'm going to take it away on the intro. Before we do, people's ratings.
Uno star.
Did you say 1?
Yeah,
no,
1 star.
We changed it, dude, so I can average.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot.
I'm like, dude,
It's
I
okay.
don't know
I'll take your one. You can.
I'm getting a plane ticket just like you're like, what the fuck, bro?
I'll take this one. I'll use it as my one. He can
Will you
add what he wants. One
give
for
me
me.
numbers, please?
Fuck.
I'm going to say 4.
Okay. I will also say 4.
4.
4.
1.
1. Okay.
I'll take
Bullshit.
this
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh.
he hated it. Okay. Right, we're going to hit the trailer for Wicked City from 1987, and then we're going to be back talking about a whole ball of depression. I'll go to do the intro for the next movie because I think I can surmise it up in like 3 sentences. Okay. Anyway, here's the trailer for Watchmen, for Wicked City 1987.
With the fate of the world lying in the balance, his task is simple: protect a man's life for 24 hours.
I'm putting you in charge of guarding him.
Who is this person?
Mr. Giuseppe Maillard. Guard him without fail, because as far as the radicals are concerned, if they can kill him, they'll control everything.
Thrust into a world of supernatural treachery, his only hope that his new partner is as good as she looks. Top agents from opposite worlds. They're the last defense against the anarchy of the Black World.
For the life of me, I can't figure out why you're my partner.
What you mean is why your partner is a woman of the Black World.
The twisted beings from the other side will do anything to stop them. When desire turns deadly, there's no place to hide. Wicked City.
The GoreCast is brought to you by American.
Sorry about that slight flashback to the intro. My fingy slipped.
3, 2,
My finger slipped. So that was the trailer for Wicked City. I don't know how you didn't enjoy all of that awesome tunage and awesome everythingage. Personally,
tunage, yes.
Tunage, yeah.
The only thing that was missing was giant robots, and it would have been everything like awesome about 90s anime.
Just
In the
giant
80s.
robots.
Or some part of Cyborg.
Right, next up, which is
So Mark says this brings back memories of Channel 4 at 3 a.m.
Oh yeah. Or
Bang
Bravo.
age.
Yep. That's how us Irish folk would have gotten into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In between all the titties and dominatrixes on Bravo, there was anime that had titties and dominatrixes in it.
Vampiros Lesbos. Classic.
I actually own that on DVD, would you believe it?
I would.
It was in HMV and I was like, you know what? Just for nostalgia purposes, I'm picking that up. That's it. If anyone hasn't seen Vampiros Lesbos, and because DVDs don't exist anymore, supposedly, you're able to go to American Horrors where it plays quite regularly. Plug 24/7.
They're nice. They're nice drink coasters nowadays.
The divs.
The dividends, the digital video discs.
The divs. Anyway, next one. Everyone loves titties. Goddamn fucking straight, Mark. Never a truer word said. Right, next up, I can't remember what year it is. We have Watchmen, Tales of the Dark. No, 2009. Tales of the Black Freighter. So,
yeah,
this is based within the Watchmen universe. It's something.
No.
It is. It's something that gets brought up in Watchmen, but that's never explained, and this is like the explanation for it.
No, it's actually a comic that somebody reads during Watchmen.
That gets brought up that never gets explained. Because I have the thing here in front of me. It's like I have notes.
But it's not set in the universe of Watchmen. It's a piece of fiction.
In the universe of Watchmen?
In the universe of Watchmen.
The universe.
The way you said it implies that it happens as part of the history or something.
Well, we just found one of our new clips for the new trailer with the new background anyway. So anyway, to describe this quite quickly, it's a story of a ship, a dark ship, a ship that is soon to be not just a ship, but a shipwreck, and a man who is also wrecked from the shipwreck, who floats to sea a while and lands upon a land, at which point he has a terrible time. Oh my God. To say the least. There's monsters, there's more sea creatures, there's fights with sharks, there's did I mention depression and despair? If you like depression and despair, you're gonna fucking love this movie, because it is depression and there's depressing shit happening at the start, then it progressively gets more depressing. It eases off just to a mellow kind of like melancholy for a couple of minutes, and then it just ramps it right back up to full blown depression again by the end of it, leaving you with a very, very depressing ending.
If depression needed a recruitment video, this would be it.
I wouldn't say a recruitment video. If they needed a video of weaning the recruits out, that'd be it. Oh, you like depression, do you? I'm just going to click this on here. Talk to you in 30 minutes. Let me know how you're feeling.
Or it's one guy's futile struggle to save his family, only to give in to the temptations of insanity and caused by, loneliness, depression, and seeing his entire crew slaughtered in front of his eyes.
There are titties in it, Chess.
And then having to use said crew as a raft to try and get home before his family gets whacked.
That was the only fucking thing I liked.
Do you not like this? Oh, I know I did.
No.
It turned out.
We're talking about how it's like
I very much like depression.
What?
I was unaware.
Well, I was gonna say, it's like everybody's talking about like, oh, depression. Let's talk about the fucking boredom. Like, I was just bored with it, dude.
You made a raft of people.
Which is why I said.
And then he murder fucked.
Cool.
Then he murder
but
fucked.
Then,
then he murder fucked. Then he murder.
Not floating. Not.
Then he murder fucked
no.
the shark and absorbed the shark into his boat raft of death.
Which made the ship cooler. Not the story,
but it doesn't make the guy that managed to single-handedly murder fucking shark remotely cool.
This is probably one of those occasions where, unfortunately, I am going to have to be a comic book nerd. Just put things into context for a second.
Dude, I'm hoping he can actually make this good for me, because otherwise I'm like, a dude was on a boat with dead people, then killed some motherfuckers. Thank God for credit. Like,
okay. When reading Watchmen, you have a character who is reading this comic, and to be perfectly honest, it's annoying as fuck, because you're getting segments of this intersecting with the actual story, and it annoyed me. So I never bothered. When I sat down and watched this, all of a sudden everything made sense, because this story is all about one person striving to do the right thing in his mind, whose own futility and whose own quest to do the right thing leads to him basically being the monster that he feared would be unleashed on his family. When put into the context of Watchmen,
loose.
When put into the context of Watchmen, it is exactly the same as Ozymandias, who in his mind thinks he's doing the right thing, despite the fact that he is walking down a path of insanity, which will lead to the death of millions, just so that he can put the world in a position where they need him again.
Okay, that did not help.
He becomes the monster that he was always trying to...
Right. So, story one reflects of story two about how they're both fucking monsters doing heinous shit. Only story two actually had a cool dead people boat, and story one didn't.
No. Story one had a giant monster that turned up in the middle of New York City and devoured millions of people.
It's called...
That was boss.
It's called subliminal reformation.
I get it. And it was, for me, more like subliminal boredom. Then again, okay, truth be told, I did not like a shitload of the Watchmen.
This probably wasn't for you.
Right.
I liked Watchmen up until they changed the ending.
Everybody told me, because I was like, I didn't really like the movie. And they're like, no, there's your problem. You didn't read Watchmen. Don't watch it. Read it. And I'm like,
it should be called Readman.
Okay, cool, right?
Oh God.
So as much as I like, this one was just kind of like I got the story and I got the gist, and I thought they did a good job. It just didn't hook me in that depth, if that makes sense. Like I thought they sold everything they were shooting for.
To be honest, it's a good thing. Like it's one of those stories that I'm glad it's only like the 20 minutes that it is. You know, it is a short story, and it is a short thing, and I think it does do what it's supposed to do. But at the same time, there is a reason why Alan Moore doesn't have his film or doesn't have his name credited on any of these works, despite how close they might be.
I was quite enjoying it. But I was like editing or something while actually no, it's not or something. I was editing while watching it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty okay. Depression, and then the man boat came out, and I was like, what have we got going on over here? Pause.
Wait, like
yeah, pause. I'm making a sandwich, and I'm watching the rest of this, and then I was just like, wow.
Maybe that's why you didn't have a sandwich, Carter.
Yeah, what I did, the sandwich really helped. I was kind of like, because I was proper like munch depressing along with your man.
I was just impressed with myself that I figured out it was Gerard Butler before the credits came up.
For the captain?
Oh yeah,
for what's his name? No shit. Didn't even notice that.
Oh yeah, yeah. He said something at one point, and I just stopped and went, "That's Gerard Butler." To be fair, I do take pride in my ability to pick out people's voices.
Usually, I do pretty decent about that, but I think I was more like trying to like get into it, so it was just that whole like watching everything, like so his voice really just did not like fucking trip for me this time.
I had an idea what the story was going to be, but like I said, once I realized how distracting it was for me from the main story, I always kind of glossed over it when reading Watchmen. So while knowing what the story was going to be about, it allowed me to kind of sit down and kind of go, so this is exactly what happened. And to knowing what the Watchmen story is and knowing, I think, like what Johnny was saying about the subliminal reformation, it kind of helped me kind of understand it a bit better and kind of go, okay, now I understand why it's in the comic in the first place.
So when reading it, then this is just a book that somebody picks up just every now and then, like
there's
waiting for the doctor, we segue, waiting for the taxi, we segue.
No. You see a specific kid reading it, and he's reading it next to the news vendor, and he'll sometimes ask him questions regarding the story. And the questions are kind of like life questions in a way. And once again, they reflect situations that are going on in the actual story at the time. Moore has an interesting way of kind of using his own work to analyze what he's doing at the time, and at the same time kind of have the reader exploring multiple, I suppose, thought processes in regards what a situation might be and, you know, the different perspectives of it.
So do we ever go while in the comic into the next comic to see panels, or is it just communication and stuff like that?
There are a couple of times when you see panels and it's like the kid is looking down at the comic and maybe you'll get a close-up of the panel, but a lot of the time it's like this is a journal entry, so you'll just get boxes up in the top corner and it'll be written like a journal entry, which is another reason why I glossed over, because I'm trying to fucking read the damn thing and I'm like, oh, this is annoying, going back to the more printed type.
Stories within stories.
Gotcha. Okay.
Damn you.
No, like I said, I mean, like I didn't hate.
There was another one.
I didn't hate the Watchmen movie. It just wasn't like my go-to. And so this one, it was kind of like that. Like I didn't hate it. It just, I'm glad it. Like I think the time frame was perfect for it because, like I said, I think they sold everything that they were going for.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I missed out. Like I understood the fucking trials and tribulations that he was going through. I was just like, oh, thank God, credits. But fuck, that boat was boss. Like it was just kind of. You know,
it's basically it's a ghost ship story. Kind of.
That's one way of putting it.
That's why I said kind of.
Since we are talking about Watchmen, did you any open question? Any of y'all ever get around to watching the Watchmen series that came out?
No, I can't say that I did.
I think it was like
I
8 or 10
definitely watched the first episode, maybe. I definitely watched the first episode or two, but I never went back for it.
Dude, you know, I will tell you, I really dug the shit out of it. So if you ever get a chance, finish that shit out.
Okay. I don't think it got a second season though.
No, which is perfect actually.
Oh, okay.
The way they left it, like there was talk, you know, like how we always like, "Oh my god, we had 1 billion viewers. Let's do this again." And a lot of people were like, "Please don't," because the way they ended it was, to me, anyways, it was a beautiful ending. Okay. It was up in the air, but in that kind of realistic, like, good way.
Yeah.
And I thought all of the stories and everything that had like been worked through up till that point had been finished the way they either should have or left open in that kind of like reality based way.
You got anything to say on this, Puzzles?
No.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All in all, it's a rough watch, but it's a good watch. As in, it's supposed to be a rough watch because, goddamn, that man isn't having he's having a rather bad day, to put it mildly.
Fuck yeah.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Ratings. Ratings.
2.
Okay.
I'll give it a 3 because, like I said, I thought the story. I dug the animation. I thought it did everything it set out to do. It just wasn't really my bag, so I'm going 3.
I'm giving it a 3 just because, like you said, it did everything it's supposed. It did everything it's supposed to do, but at the same time, I do think that without having the proper context that you have from the comics and everything like that, it is difficult for a person to get into, and it is difficult for a person to understand and enjoy. So, regardless of whether or not I can get
Mark
it.
Mark just said, if you look long enough into the darkness, don't be surprised if it looks back. I can't remember what that's from.
Yeah, it's if you stare into the abyss blinks back.
Yes.
Back.
This is a very good description of that movie.
Hello,
I'd probably give it a friend.
It's killing it with the soundtrack.
I'll give it a 3, but it's like it's a very enjoyed 3.
Just wait until the Constantine movie.
Yeah, the Constantine movie. Why have you like just mapped an entire? Okay,
I have a good song. I have a good song for that too.
Oh, I'll say because like he's kind of killing it for the soundtrack so far.
Okay, right, okay. I didn't know we were getting soundtracks, but I'm not going to argue with it. Okay, here's the trailer for Watchmen: Tales of the Black Freight. Don't say Black Frails again. The movie we were just talking about. Here's the trailer. Okay. We'll be back where we're going to be talking about Batman, Gotham by Gaslight.
Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah.
God damn it! I can't wait for this.
It is the most celebrated graphic novel of our time. But inside this epic masterpiece, there is another legend that has yet to be told.
I was afflicted with the curse of the Black Freighter, but revenge would be mine.
Not a very long trailer, as you can imagine, because it's not a very long movie. So
I was just saying.
I was just leaning over to pick up the lighter, like, and we're coming back, and I put back down my lighter now.
Well, it's not a long movie. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's true. It's true.
I'll let one of you take it away. I've introed the other movies.
What are we doing?
Batman Gotham by Gaslight. Yeah.
Victorian Batman taking on Jack the fucking Ripper. Awesome fucking movie. Hey, Ridley's always saying
well,
go
it
ahead.
certainly sums up the situation, all right?
You are so fucking lucky that I'm typing and can't articulate the words going through my head right now.
Hurry up, make it quick.
Yeah.
Done.
He didn't say make it quick, he just said take it.
Like, hey, don't get too long in the
Now I can talk.
description.
If you're going to say I'll do the intro, have some fucking sentences formulated, please. Jesus H. Christ.
too short. Fuck.
I
dude,
hope you're
I'm
happy. You
trying.
broke Buzz. I hope you're fucking happy. You have broken Buzz.
Actually, that is kind of hilarious.
It's like Batman and Jack the Ripper. I could have gone on, but you're always like long-winded, dude.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Oh.
I'm just gonna push buttons
Wow, I
here
really
and just
did
wait
fuck
for
him
the
up.
anger
My
to
bad.
subside.
Oh.
Yeah, anger.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay.
based on a DC Elseworlds book, Batman Gotham by Gaslight sees Bruce Wayne set in a Victorian era, along with many other characters from the Batman group, such as Police Commissioner Gordon, Selena Kyle, who is a famous stage singer. You have
Two-Face.
Sister.
Yeah.
I was going to say you have Sister Leslie rather than Dr. Leslie. You have Harvey Dent is a district attorney still, although he's called Two-Face because apparently he is a bit of a lush, and when he's a bit of a lush, he gets a little bit angry.
I loved all those subtle
yeah.
little fucking lead-ins to who they were, though, or those little.
All of their character
no,
traits were
unfortunately-
there, but in a different guise.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, it seems the film
Hello,
takes
Jane. Welcome
place
to the
in
chat.
1886. Hi, Jane. Unfortunately, it seems the film takes place in 1886, which, if I remember correctly, is the year that Jack kind of went through Whitechapel. Or am I getting the wrong year? No, I'm right.
I don't think so.
Yeah. And rather than it being Whitechapel, it seems that there's a Ripper going through Gotham. Actually, no, it's a few years after 1886. Because didn't someone make...
It's fixed now,
Anyway,
Mark. Don't worry.
Point is, early on, we see one Pamela Isley up on stage, and then we see one Pamela Isley leaving stage and going home and not making it there because she runs into Jack the Ripper, who has decided he's going to do what Jack the Ripper does and go on a spree through Gotham. Batman attempts to stop him, and it turns out he isn't the only one, as Selena Kyle is ready, willing, and able to make an attempt at it as well. The two of them end up kind of teaming.
I kind of dug that they moved her over like she wasn't the usual thief. Like, she had a boss-ass fucking character in this one. She's like, I'm not letting this motherfucker do this shit.
I can't.
No.
I can't remember
No.
what it was. I got a thiefy voice. I can't remember what it is now.
She was
I don't
horrible.
remember.
He was a former circus person because her father was a lion
You come
trainer.
to me.
Right. Like, okay. I don't remember them. Like, it was more just like they explained where she got all of her Catwoman traits because of her background and stuff like that, but also why, because when she was left on the street, like why she now feels the need to defend those on the street.
The street people.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. This is another typical story where we get to see Batman being Batman, and by that I mean a detective as well as somebody that breaks heads.
I like
without cool.
I really liked his whole detective thing in this because he was a lot more detective Batman in this than he like in a lot of the later movies, like the Justice League ones and everything. It's kind of like, I am the greatest detective ever. Bat computer. What's going on here? You know, whereas this was like there was some proper gumshoeing going on in Gotham by Gaslight, and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Well, and it wasn't solved quick, like you said. Without the Bat computer, he's actually like still fucking with the microscope. 3 hours later, still waiting for this. Right.
As I said, I feel that's why we're going to be liking the new Batman series that I was mentioning to you earlier, because they were on about bringing it back to. It's called Cape Crusader, and they're on about bringing it back to the kind of Crusader noir. So it'll be him being a detective, like we get to see in this.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I miss it because you didn't really see that until like a lot of the older shit. Now it's just more him being kind of broody and like sarcastic.
The cartoons often, the good cartoons usually haven't been a detective. Beware the Batman hadn't been a good detective.
Good ones. Right, good ones. I'm just saying, like, that's not always his persona. They more tend to kind of like, everybody just knows, like, oh, well, if I put this in a box, Batman's already going to know what the fuck it is. But it's like that older shit is when you actually see him, like, doing the fucking work for it.
Mm. But yeah, like I said, one of the fun things about the Elseworld stuff is seeing characters that you're familiar with being put in different situations, whether it's, you know, different times, different worlds, different story arcs, and to have the Batman character in Victorian times fits really, really well because, you know, it's the cape goes along with the fucking practically with the style, the, like I said, the ability to have to do old school detective work, the fact that they're just on the cusp of forensic analysis with a lot of the techniques that are relied upon today being developed around this time. So it's kind of cool having Batman there.
I'm taking that you guys probably all saw this before we watched it for this, or was this all
I think it was
any of your first time?
First time I'd seen it, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, this is my second watch.
Okay, because like I had no idea what, like, I just like, you put it in there, we're watching this, I look it up and find it, start watching it. And I start watching it, I'm like, is this set in a different, like, I didn't know it was set like in the 20s or whatever it was, and I'm just
enough
like,
with DC to the point that I know of all the Elseworld stuff. So
yeah, like I know movie Batman. That's all I know. I don't.
Oh
read,
yeah, DC has an magical ability to just come up with excuses to just lamp people into a storyline whatever way they want.
Yeah, and you know what,
dude? If they ever do the fucking Batman versus Dracula stuff,
shit.
Imagine they did Batman versus Dracula, like the whole Blood Rain. Oh my God!
I thought they did a Batman versus Dracula.
No, not. They did as part of there was the Batman and there was Batman versus Dracula that fits in there. But I mean Blood Rain and Bloodstorm.
Oh, you want like that dark shit.
Which starts with Batman versus Dracula.
I would not be opposed by any fucking means.
That'd be a horror trilogy right there. Anyway,
yeah, I was very interested, but I was like, this is Batman versus Jack the Ripper. This is different. And I was like, cool. There's ladies and peoples of the nights in the streets, and a surprising twist, because I don't know if we're trying to ruin anything.
No, we're not ruining anything because that was a damn good twist.
2018.
Doesn't
matter. Still kind of out there.
Look, needless to say, the Ripper and Batman, they have to meet at some stage, and when they do, goddamn, is the fight amazing?
There will be some fisticuffs.
I had the like comical cartoon jaw drop to the ground where I had to like use like something. To,
I had a very similar. I had a proper, oh, you got me. I thought it was going this way. I was so wrong. Yeah,
it's great really when they do that. I love it.
And I think with the time period and stuff like that, I think Batman was a perfect fucking choice.
Well, you see, he's like, he doesn't do guns. He does actual detective work and martial arts. You know what I mean? That's 4 or 3 traits that just kind of travel through time. And he wears a cape. And if anything, wearing a cape was way more logical than it was now.
Yeah,
but still also had they also had him a little bit more advanced than say everybody else. Because you think of the fucking steam pump or the steam bike that he came out with. You know, you got the kids, which was a nice nod to the Robins and shit, by the way.
As I said, that's one of the cool things about seeing that's one of the cool things about Victorian era stuff. I mean, even if you look at the Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., one of the cool things about that was that it would have been around the same time, and that cusp of invention at the start of the 20th century, the end of the 19th century. And like I said, with forensic techniques was one thing, but like you said, the motorized bike, things like that, it's a cool time to be able to do stuff because you can have people approaching these things that we're familiar with except that they're approaching them for the first time. So it's kind of like, oh my God, what is this? This whole newfangled, it'll revolutionize the world.
Right.
It's just like a radio.
I love that. And it was just, like we had the whole, like, his motorcycle, but it was like, everybody's just like, the Ferris wheel. Like, it was cool to see everything.
Withstand the speed of 30 miles an hour? Yes, I'm sure our body can withstand speeds of up to 60 miles an hour.
Right, okay, so, look, all in all, Batman Gotham by Gaslight, everyone seems to have enjoyed it. Highly recommended from everyone, I gather.
Roshan said that Need to do the Batman.
I
Who
would love that.
Laughs
It would be
story
fucking
animated
amazing.
now. That one I never read.
You need to read that.
He thinks a lot of things are funny.
No, he doesn't. That's the. That's the. You need to read that. I've sent you the comic story and stuff for that dude. Okay, I'll send it to you after this. It's fucking good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to hit the trailer for Batman Gotham by Gaslight, and then we're going to be back where we're going to be talking about another DC part of the animated universe where we have Constantine, and he's in a city, and it's fucking full of demons. Unfortunate. Or no, wait, actually, I need to cue up the trailer, so we're going to talk there for a minute longer.
Yeah, no, I never read like a lot of DC, but Green Lantern and Batman was one of my usual try to reads. But it's just hard to keep up with so many different titles that are going on all the time. Some fall through the fucking cracks, if that makes sense.
There's a lot of DC stuff, and there's a lot of expanded DC stuff as well, because they have a tendency to carry on their characters, not necessarily the same people wearing the masks or in the suits, but they have a heritage thing with a lot of their characters. So as a result, you can pass down the Green Lantern to somebody else, and then you can start off with a whole new person, a whole new set of stories.
Yeah,
no baggage whatsoever.
Like I'm still like
one
of my favorite reads for DC was Blackest Night, and I'm still looking for like all the different tie-ins, even though it was like one comic way the fuck over here. There were so many tie-ins on that.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation later.
Oh dear.
But it'll be a good conversation.
That sounds like it's going to be long.
Because, and it was that thing of like, I didn't know if the tie-in was worth it, but like, okay, so I'll follow this and try to do that, and then keep an eye out for like number 3. I can't think of any of the names off the top of my head, but I'll just keep an eye out. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hard sometimes to keep up with all the shit that's out there and then try to track it down as it comes out. Especially if you're reading.
I now have the trailer behind for Gotham by Gaslight, so we're going to hit the trailer for Gotham by Gaslight, and we're going to be back talking about Constantine, City of Demons. Toodles.
There's a butcher in this town preying on poor women, and the Gotham police stand twiddling their thumbs.
Your evening attire, sir. That was not the suit. I need Alfred. I mean to rid Gotham of the Ripper. He's a skilled hunter, and he's just getting started.
You're studying me.
You're a fascinating subject.
I'm not just another pretty face.
Bruce Wayne, you are under arrest?
You can't imagine I'm actually the Ripper. The deluxe suite. I need to get out of here.
Gotham needs the Batman. Every moment puts women in danger.
Get off the street. Now!
And that was the trailer for Gotham by Gaslight, which was, Rochi said, the DC animated universe is by far a billion times better than the movie universe. Yeah, 100. Giz and I and the lads were saying that if they literally just carbon copied the animated stuff into live action, you'd have a serious fucking set of movies. Like,
they've got so many good stories out just in the animated one.
That new 52 continuity they did blew everything away, and I suspect based on similar art styles, that they're currently building a new continuity of stuff with Superman Man of Tomorrow, Batman Long Halloween, and Justice Society World War III, because they all seem to have.
Say, do you think that'll fit into it?
They all seem to have the same art style, and I think the Superman that you see in JSA is the same at the start of JSA is the same Superman from Man of Tomorrow. I think.
Okay, now
that's
because I've seen Man of Tomorrow. I just haven't had a chance to see Society.
Yeah, and like I said, just going on art style alone, which leads me to believe that it might be the same with that Deathstroke web series that got turned into a film, Knights and Dragons.
Knights and Dragons.
Yeah, because that looked like it, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a little bit more solid lined. But yeah. Constantine actually fits into the new 52, by the way, I think, personally.
I could see it with no issue, yeah.
Speaking of Constantine, that's who we got up next, as we're going to be talking about, which, goddamn, this movie's so good. Constantine, City of Demons.
What's our score for Gaslight?
5s all round, I'd imagine. Moving on.
Yeah.
Is that right? Am I right?
Okay.
Am I right? Okay, cool, perfect. All right, cool. Moving on. Okay, Constantine, City of Demons. Someone else take it away. That isn't Giz or I, and Carter, it better be longer than 15 seconds if you're the one that does it.
I could talk really slow. Fine. Constantine, City of Demons. So you've got your... Man, I don't really know how to describe Constantine. He's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy, but he's always there to make sure that he profits. Right. But he always makes sure he can kind of profit on the ass end of it, even if he's helping you. Of course, back in the day, some stuff went down, and he lost the soul of a young girl, and that's kind of tormented him since then. A friend of his that was there, Chaz, years later, is having problems with his daughter. She's sick, and nobody can figure out why. So he goes to the one person he thinks can help, and he goes to Constantine. Constantine checks the daughter out and finds out that it's a supernatural coma that she's in, not a medical coma. And through the course of the situation, finds out who he has to deal with in order to save this young girl, and not pay some dues to an old friend along the way, kind of deal. Was that better?
It was. Yeah,
that was perfect. The only thing I would say is that I wouldn't say Chaz comes to Constantine because he's the only guy for the job. It's more of a case of we've tried everybody else. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. It's like Constantine. It's kind of your last go-to.
We've tried doctors. We've tried medicine. We've tried all the other shit. Let's just go to the black magic guy and see if we can do some fucking voodoo bollocks.
Yeah. This was brought out as a web series after the popularity of the short-lived Constantine TV show. So popular, in fact, that the character so popular, in fact, that the character and actor not only went on to be reprised in this, but also in Legends of Tomorrow and loads of other Arrowverse stuff. He is now Constantine in the Arrowverse. He is, and
don't get me wrong. I like.
I'm not
for Giz as a wobbler. I like the Keanu Reeves movie, but I just like it as a live action movie. But it's not.
This is Constantine.
Constantine, if you know what I mean. It's movie Constantine. Yeah, this is Constantine.
This is. This.
And I'm sorry. What's the boy's name from the TV show?
I want to say Matt Ryan.
Ryan. Dude, as much as I dug, I can separate the movie from the TV show. I thought Reeves did good. The movie was cool.
Well, the version that Ryan does is the version from the comics. And like I was saying, City of Demons works fantastically as an introduction for anyone that doesn't know the character to see what he's like, to see exactly what he's like, because the portrayal is spot on. And as I said, there's a reason that I think it works well in New 52. Not only because the animation style is the same, the voice acting is the same, but also it does work as an introduction for the character, because in that continuity, the next time you see him is in Justice League Darkness, like you already know who he is. So this works personally for me. And like you said, by the end of it, you realize that, Constantine is the DC's magical designated asshole. Everyone needs somebody who's able to do that hard fucking shit that no one else wants to do.
Yeah,
and it's John Constantine.
Yeah,
and Hiroshi up Justice League Dark Apocalypse War has a fantastic Constantine storyline tied to it. Yeah. Because like, I totally agree with you, Giz. Like when we were trying to figure the movies out, Constantine for me is, yes, I agree, part of the 52. But when we were talking about this and say like, I think we were deciding on Apocalypse War, Constantine was a little bit more of a standalone that you could watch and not need all of the other stuff around it.
Whereas like building up to
when you start getting into like a Apocalypse War, it's like you need so much more of a tie-in to really not understand it, but to truly appreciate everything that's going on in it.
It's literally the final chapter in a 15 film fucking story. So
I have to say all fucking 15 of those are tight. They're great. Rochi said,
I like how it managed to do properly the death and return of Superman.
Up exactly where his message is. Did you see the cameo in Legends of Tomorrow when they went to Earth 666 and Lucifer from the CW show was the universe tie-in?
Yes.
Well, that was kind of glaring since there was the whole conversation between Johnny and Lucy, and especially when Lucy tried to, when you try to half come on to fucking Green Arrow's daughter.
You say that with like a little bit of like, oh yeah, they did that. I thought that was cool as shit.
Yeah.
One thing I have to say is it's a good thing that we didn't turn this into a drinking game, because every time someone said John Constantine, you drink, because we would be plastered. Because every 5 seconds I'm hearing, you John Constantine.
You know
like every 5 seconds I'm like, okay, I guess I know his name.
I don't know how much you know of Constantine, but he would appreciate that drinking game.
This much.
If there was any man that would.
And the only thing I know is Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves did a portrayal of him. He didn't. They're two different dudes.
Okay.
When
still started.
They started doing after the TV show ended, and they decided to start doing the anime, and they called up Ryan. I was super stoked because I thought he really fucking killed it in the TV show.
Like the first episode I saw, I was like, oh. That's Constantine.
Oh yeah.
More than that, the stories are from the first few issues of the comics.
Nearly verbatim.
And I was super pissed when it got canceled. Like I just didn't think it had gotten enough chance. And not enough chance to run, but also
it's weird
because timeline, because like I think it won during like family time, and it was definitely not a family time show.
Yeah, but it's weird because if you look at City Demons and you look at the live action TV show, both of them work well as introductions for the character, and then the next time you see the character in either way is as part of a team, because you see him next in the animated thing in Justice League Dark, and you see him next in live action in Legends of Tomorrow.
Roji just said Keanu Reeves is Constantine's American cousin. I'll accept that.
Hey, he's a part of the family. That's all that matters.
Sorry, what? Did you say your name is John Constantine? No. Juan Constantine?
I was getting Back to the Future vibes with this movie.
Were you?
Or TV show, like whatever it was. Okay, so
did you watch the right movie?
Okay, well, I'll tell you why if I can talk. Okay. I'll wait till everybody's done.
Someone's wearing their testicles on their fucking shirt today anyway. Ooh, go on. You may talk now.
Okay. So what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Do you know how the big bad guy was killed by the power of love? It's a Back to the Future song sung by Huey Lewis on the goddamn news. And that's the theme song for this movie. That's where I was going to.
Well, no, let me down.
It's the power of love. Can you feel it? And then at the end, when he was sitting at the diner and he pulls out the picture of his friend and his wife and his kids, and they go disappearing, like in Back to the Future, when they're disappearing in the picture.
Oh,
and
I hate that he
have the power of love.
Landed that plane. Oh God, that was man.
Might save your life.
I really thought this plane was going to crash, but he landed that bitch perfectly. Fuck.
How you mic drop?
Don't actually drop your mic. We're not finished yet. Okay.
No, I'm fixing it. I think
he did. I won't lie to you. I'm surprised there's noise coming out of his microphone. Your audio just cut out. Can I give you a bit of advice? I don't know if you've ever been in a band or anything, but you know when you see a guy put a mic like that close to his mouth and scream into it, that's because there's a sound engineer at the other fucking end who manages the fucking levels.
Okay. I'm sorry, I had the power of love.
You nearly had the power of mic explosions. That's what you nearly had.
It's still power.
No, I won't lie to you, man. I'd have been honestly, I'd have been fucking impressed. I'd have been like, he actually Jack Black the fucking microphone. Fucking hell.
Don't take money. Don't need no credit card to ride this train. Oh God. So like that's all. When that scene happened, I'm like, yep, this is a Back to the Future like universe movie. It's in there. You're welcome.
Say this one was definitely not. This one and Gotham by Gaslight are not as.
Sorry, I have to stop you for a second, dude. That has to be
graphic.
The fucking weirdest segue into doing your soundtrack movie thing I've ever seen in my life. Sorry, now that I had a second to just decompress the whole scenario now, I was just like, he just really just got that in there. Yeah, you did.
Rochi says I broke Giz.
You might have broke me as well.
Mission accomplished.
Sorry, what were we saying, Carter?
I'm not going to lie.
These were not as like graphic as say Wicked City. They're definitely not like say child friendly. You still get language, you still get violence, stuff like that.
The demons themselves, the kind of stuff they get up to in the Constantine film, much less the big bad and what his favorite pastimes
trying
are.
to explain to your little kid.
I just like you see so many people that are it's cartoon, so they plug their kids.
Imagine trying to explain. Imagine trying to explain
this
to your
is
little
like
kid about that whole like fat demon, just the swimming pool, demon just absorbing people clean into him. That would have been another one to be. That'd be kind of like,
oh, dude,
like
no, I was trying to explain that one to my it's like 21. She had like
these are like very adult subject matter, but in an animated format.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I saw someone get sucked into something, but that would have sounded
wrong. Are you
wrong.
talking about in this movie, or is this like where you're going to be like, I saw this other movie, and then I have a rant, go and stop talking about that movie? Okay.
Probably.
Was it horrorporn.com?
Probably.
No? Okay.
No.
Oh.
Something I saw as a kid.
Was it a movie?
That's a window of opportunity.
No. Or an anime, I think.
Somebody was sucked off?
No, you demented madman.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
We're all that weird night because just said Ziggy, a puppy, came through my door. Poe ate the bottom of the door.
I think that's. I think that might be Breeze Dogs. Just call me crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, we're talking about demons. I don't know who's coming through her door. But no, like.
If you got something called Poe coming through your door, I got news for you, buddy. It's way worse than demons. It's one of the fucking Teletubbies.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it is.
This was her introduction to Constantine. And by the time the credits hit, she was like, so who's Constantine? Like, she was stoked. She wanted to know more about this individual.
Did you tie in Back to the Future?
No,
I am not.
His brain is broken like yours.
Okay, well, there was your problem. You say Back to the Future.
She's seen Back to the Future.
Hold it off. No. Oh shit! I may be a bad parent.
Yeah, you're grounded.
Shit sticks.
I don't know.
don't need no credit card. Right. Show us Huey Lewis in the news at least.
Sure, if we actually did Back to the Future.
Sorry. Why?
Next week, Back to the Future.
I'll make a deal with you if you can find me horror movies to sandwich on either side of, well, sandwich Back to the Future in between. That would be on team. I am okay with that.
It's like the Teletubbies eating everything like a vacuum. All it sees like a puppy and like some Teletubbies, and like that nightmare is solidified now.
Teletubbies.
Gypsy. La la. Oh. Teletubbies.
Oh,
the funny thing is, this dark movie is set in the same universe as Teen Titans.
2,
There
go!
was a wicked echo there.
What the fuck?
That was really,
I heard that too.
That yeah.
That was awesome.
I gotta say, that couldn't have worked out any better. That couldn't.
Probably better that it worked out there than when he was trying to sing.
I shall have the trailer ready in a moment, gents.
And I will say, I dug the 52s of Teen Titans as they tied their storylines into shit. That was pretty fucking dope.
Well, they had to, because once again, kind of essential, and
Renegade Master.
they took a.
Again, like, I feel like you kind of like, well, they had to. No, you have shit writers, and then you have good writers. I feel like the good writers actually pulled off some shit.
What I meant was they had to tie stuff in because they knew what they were going to be doing by the end of it.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, good storytelling. So therefore, you have to put these things into it.
Right. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, DC kind of fucks with me. I just, that whole like, what we're gonna do, stop. What we're gonna do, New 52. How can you not keep doing this?
It ran its course. Time to reset. Oh no, that went badly. If memory serves me correctly.
Oh fuck it! And their anime was like, oh fuck it, they're just drawing shit. Let them do it.
Was that, wasn't it?
How did that?
The stuff after New 52 was very dodgy.
No.
No.
You mean animated voice?
Comic book wise.
Oh.
It's when they got that whole new bunch. It went very SJWE. If memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, but then Batman Metal happened.
There's another one with the fucking Batman who laughs.
Is that the same Batman
I don't
who
know
laughs?
if it's the same Batman who laughs, but
Yes, it
it's definitely a Batman with a massive crown of spiky coming out of his fucking head. And a massive...
Yeah, because someone
That
clearly
was
thought that Judge Dredd needed to come back in again.
I don't have a... Hey, Judge Dredd, awesome guy. Batman who laughs. Awesome chap.
There's been some interesting Batman Judge Dredd crossovers, and Judge Dredd was in at least
I
one
wouldn't.
of them.
There's another.
Yeah,
I
I'm
actually
not
wouldn't
gonna
mind
buy it.
seeing Judge Dredd and Batman who laughs having a tete, as it were.
I love.
Anywho, here's the trailer for Constantine: City of Demons, and we're going to be back to say our goodbyes and let you know what's coming up for the rest of the weekend and things of that nature. Tulu.
There's a butcher in this town preying on poor women, and the Gotham police stand twiddling their thumbs.
Your evening attire.
I spill my own blood now to show respect. Thank you for letting me into your house. Thank you for hearing.
I've been keeping tabs on you, Constantine. And I've been keeping innocent little Trish.
Bastard! Where is she?
She's somewhere in the bowels of hell, screaming your name.
want my little girl. And if anyone can get her back, it's you.
Lovely.
You have no idea what's out there.
We're messing with deep, dark magic here.
This could destroy my city. I need your demons to fight these demons.
I'm gonna need a weapon.
Remember what you said about sacrificing anything for Trish? Did you mean it? Yes!
If there's one thing I've learned over the years, is that there are no happy endings. There never are. There's always a price to pay.
Jesus, John, are you all right?
No, but I'm alive, and that's got to count for something, right?
Warlock is less time traveling, more one dude who is in.
Yeah, as in we're on the screen now. Right, so that was the trailer for Constantine: Dark Fate. If you're wondering why Carter's City of Demons. Hell. If you're wondering why Carter's staring intently off to the right, it's because he's gone. Evidently, his camera's gone.
It's gone back to the future.
Makes a difference for me because
It
it's
has been a nice
it's
change
happened
that
to the
you're
last
not
couple
the
of weeks.
glitchy one. Anyway, thanks to everybody who joined us for the show. Don't forget to join myself and Giz and Buzz and Carter over on American Horror this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, whatever that equates to as GMTs, where we are going to be talking about a whole bunch of vampire-related shenanigans as myself and Giz get into Season 4 of Castlevania. Buzz and Carter do an original versus remake of Fright Night. That's it. But they're good. They're good. That's what matters. 8:30 p.m. CST, whatever that equates to is GMTs, as I said. And if you happen to be new to the stream and you haven't been here before, hit the like and subscribe button below because it'll do us a massive favor by getting us closer to the 1,000. With the thumbs up. It's the thumbs up button. And other than that, from Buzz, Carter, Giz and myself, here's the trailer for this week's GoreCast, and we'll catch you at the weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the sub, Mark, before we go. I appreciate that. Yes, round of applause for Mark. Yeah, round of applause for Mark.
Round of applause.
And now Carter's camera's after properly going, okay, that's a good good time for us to finish the... Oh, you're back? Say goodbye.
Yep.
God damn it, I can't wait for this Season 4 Castlevania watch party. It's going to be freaking amazing. Oh, Giz, where the hell are you? You're taking ages. Everyone's going to be here soon.
I'm not coming out. I'm bloody ridiculous.
What do you mean you're not coming out? Everyone's dressing up.
Oh, really? Then do you want to explain to me why the snake I gotta dress up as a goddamn female wizard all the time?
We discussed this. I can't fit in Pam's dresses.
I look like an idiot.
You don't look like an idiot. You look very manly.
You think?
Yeah. Anyway, join me in a very dapper cape and Giz in a very manly dress this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, whatever that equates to is GMTs, only on American Horrors. We're going to be talking all about the new Season 4 of Castlevania and a whole bunch of other vampire-related shenanigans that I can't even get into yet. Check it out. Don't forget, if you enjoy our Madcap GoreCast horror hijinks, we stream 3 nights a week over on YouTube, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, where you can see a little bit of this. Turd spoon, god damn, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up in the... God damn, I don't know what a fucking turd spoon is, but I'm mad to...
Yeah, pretty in-depth.
Most definitely some of this.
With a new 2009 twist. She pulls out of her vagina.
I'll give it to her though, because like, you know how like magicians kind of like do something and they pause dramatically? She took that dramatic pause.
And occasionally some of this.
Our favorite Halloween movies.
What's up, GoreCasters? Welcome back here to the GoreCast. Yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm back.